Hello. Good day everyone. I am Jerzen. Welcome back to this channel. This next repair is a Panasonic 2-door direct cooling refrigerator. Model NR-BQ211NS. The symptom of this refrigerator is no cooling. With power. If you like to learn also on refrigeration, let's start on the basic repair and troubleshooting. And if you found this channel is informative, please support by hitting the subscribe button and click the notification bell to update on my next video. So let's get started. This refrigerator is a 2-door top freezer, stylish design, with an elegant handle, 7.6 cubic, direct cooling, non-inverter type, and used AR600A non-toxic refrigerant with 0 ODP or ozone depletion potential. Seems the problem of this unit is no cooling. Let's focus on electrical and mechanical system at the back of the refrigerator. The compressor. A compressor is the heart of a refrigerator. It circulates the refrigerant throughout the system. The suction line. A suction line connects the evaporator to the compressor. The suction line runs from inside the fridge to outside the fridge. It is called the suction line because the compressor is sucking the refrigerant from the evaporator and pushing it into the condenser. And the size of this tube is much bigger than discharge line. The discharge lines. A discharge gas lines allow refrigerant to flow from the discharge of the compressor to the inlet of the condenser. A service line, also known as charging line. If you charge refrigerant, other called it preamp, you have to put an access valve on this line for charging refrigerant. A filter dryer. Filter dryer on refrigerator system has two essential functions. 1. To absorb system contaminants, such as water, which can create acids, and 2. To provide physical filtration. Seems we talk more about mechanical system on refrigerator. But it's basic, and there is more you have to know and learn about the mechanical system, but it's okay, there's more time to learn. Seems the problem is no cooling. Let's check first the electrical system. The electrical system is the fundamental of refrigerator, because the mechanical system of refrigerator is not functional if the electrical system has a problem. The refrigerator compressor is not functioned if there is no supply comes into the compressor terminals. Now let's proceed to check first the compressor supplies. Using our Phillips screws, let's remove the cover, on lines of PTC relay and overload protection on our compressor. Using a clamp meter, let's measure the actual running current of the compressor. The rated running current on nameplate is 1.5 amperes. Let's measure the actual running current first, measuring the current of a compressor by clamping one wire, or any of these two wires, and plug the unit. I measured 7.6 amperes on actual reading. The 7.6 ampere is too high, and the normal running current indicated on nameplate is 1.5 amperes only. The compressor of refrigerator has 5 defect symptom. 1. High amperes. 2. Oil pumping. 3. Grounded. 4. Loose compression. And 5. Stock up. Seems we found that the current is too high. Let's check the compressor windings resistance first. A compressor winding has 3 lines. The common line, that the OLP or overload protection is attached. The running line and the starting line, that the PTC or positive temperature coefficient relay is attached. Now let's unplug the unit and test the compressor winding resistance. Using a clamp meter again, let's insert the test probes, and let's set the range selector into ohms, and select the automatic reading. Now let's remove the PTC relay and the OLP to test the compressor terminals. The overload protection. It senses the overloading of the motor and interrupts the power flow to the motor, and protecting it from overheating and winding damage. A PTC relay. PTC means positive temperature coefficient. This is a starting device for refrigerator compressors. It is responsible for providing power to the start winding for a brief moment to help start the cooling compressor motor. Now let's check the compressor winding terminals. Compressor winding has 3 terminals. 1. The common. 2. The starting. And 3. The running. Let's measure first the common and the starting. On this type of compressor, common and starting must have 19 to 22 ohms. I measured 21.2 ohms and it is good. Now let's check the common and the running. On this type of compressor, common and running must have 12 to 14 ohms. I measured 13.9 ohms and it is good. Now let's measure the starting and the running. Starting and running on this type of compressor must have 33 to 35 ohms. I measured 34.6 ohms and it is good. Seems the winding resistance of the compressor is passed from our measurements. Let's proceed to check the power supply from our PTC relay and OLP relay. Using again our clamp meter, let's set the range selector into AC. Now let's plug the AC cord and let's measure the voltages. I measured 237 volts AC comes out from our OLP relay and running line of our PTC relay, and it is good. Now let's measure the voltage from starting line output from our PTC relay and OLP relay. I measured 2.7 volts AC only from OLP relay to starting line of the PTC relay. It must have 200 volts AC above. It means that the PTC relay is defective. Now let's unplug the unit and let's check the resistance of the PTC relay. Now let's measure the resistance of starting and running line of this PTC relay. It must have 20 to 30 ohms. The starting and running line on this PTC relay is opened. PTC relay uses a positive temperature coefficient thermistor to remove the start winding. A PTC relay has a thermistor inside. It is basically a resistor whose resistance increases on an increase in temperature. Once the temperature is risen, the thermistor resistance also risen. But in this case, the thermistor inside is almost opened and no resistance. Now let's replace this PTC relay. Luckily I found a good PTC relay on my locker. Now let's compare the resistance of good and bad PTC relay. Good PTC relay has 20 ohms resistance on starting and running terminals. Now let's install the new PTC relay. Now let's check the actual voltages comes out from PTC relay terminals. Now the voltage from starting and running line on this PTC is 236 volts and it is now good. Now let's assemble it. The rated running current on nameplate is 1.05 amperes. Now let's plug the unit and measure the actual running current. Measuring the actual running current by clamping one of any of these two wires that connected to compressor. The actual running current now is 1.09 and it is pretty good. Let's check also if how much voltage existing from our compressor's body. Testing the existing voltage by ranging the knob selector into 50 volts AC, and holding one of the test probe by your hand, and the other probe on the body of the refrigerator or compressor that has no paint. Can also in the copper tube. If you measured over 100 volts existing power on refrigerator's body, I advise to put a ground line between refrigerator and Earth's ground. I measured almost 5 volts AC, and this existing power is safe. And the actual running current is stabilized into 1.09 amperes, and it is pretty good. Now let's measure the temperature of our discharge line if it is rising. The 28 degrees Celsius is our ambient temperature. The discharge line is rising up to 45 degrees Celsius, and it was getting hotter. It means the refrigerant inside the system is circulating. Once the discharge line is hot, the evaporator inside is making an ice, and it's normal. The 38 degrees Celsius on the upper side of compressor indicates that the compressor temperature is normal. Once exceeded into 50 degrees Celsius, your compressor is risky. The lower side of the compressor temperature is not the same on the upper side temperature. The lower side is much less heat than the upper. Once the temperature of this both side is higher into 50, your compressor is risky. The suction line temperature is lower than the discharge line. If you got below 15 degrees Celsius on suction line, your compressor is risky on moisture. It need to put an accumulator on that case. The running current increased on 1.13 amperes. It means the compressor is pumping the refrigerant faster to make an ice, and it's normal that the current is increasing and decreasing not below and above 1 ampere. Now let's measure the temperature of our freezer. I can feel now the temperature on freezer is getting lower and cold. The freezer temperature is dropping into positive 19 degrees Celsius. Now let's put the test sensor and observe the temperature for about 10 minutes.
A few moments later.
The freezer temperature is now in negative 4 degrees Celsius. Normal freezer temperature must have negative 18 degrees Celsius or 0 Fahrenheit, but it's okay because the refrigerator is plugged almost 19 minutes from the start. And the crystal ice formation inside the freezer is now visible. Seems okay now. Now let's go back into the defective PTC relay. Let's disassemble this PTC relay and let's see the thermistor inside of this relay. The thermistor inside is totally broken. Usually, thermistor failure is caused by an open circuit due to mechanical separation between the resistor element and lead material. This can happen as a result of improper handling, thermal mismatch, or heat damage. Another common reason thermistors fail is simply aging. I hope you enjoy watching my video. If you want to learn more about refrigeration, please support by hitting the subscribe button and click the notification bell to update on my next video. Once again, I am Jerzen. Thank you for watching.